In the new Michael Jackson movie, there's a scene where Michael is watching horror films and gets the idea for Thriller right there on the spot. But what were the real movies that inspired one of the greatest songs ever made? Well, let me break it down. First, the song wasn't even written by Michael. A guy named Rod Temperton wrote it.
Temperton also wrote Michael Jackson's all-conquering Thriller, including a rap for Vincent Price.
He wrote it in the taxi on the way from the airport to the studio.
Specifically because he knew that Michael was obsessed with movies and wanted to write something that felt like a film. The original title? Starlight.
We need some starlight, starlight, starlight. 'Cause this night.
Yeah, not exactly scary, but the movie that changed everything. An American Werewolf in London, a 1981 horror comedy with one of the most terrifying transformation scenes ever put on screen. Michael watched it and immediately called the director, John Landis, to make the Thriller video. And here's what Michael actually said on that call. He told Landis that he wanted to make a rock video where he turned into a monster. That was the whole pitch. Landis almost said no because he thought music videos were just commercials, but he couldn't pass it up. Now, here's a wild detail. Landis later admitted that Michael actually hadn't seen that many horror movies. They scared him too much. The guy who made the scariest music video in history was terrified of scary movies. They also drew inspiration from I Was a Teenage Werewolf, a 1957 classic that helped to shape the whole zombie concept. But there's a third film. Most people never talk about it. Night of the Living Dead. George Romero's zombie masterpiece. According to researchers who've studied the video frame by frame, the zombie invasion sequence was pulled directly from that film. The shambling walk, the mob of undead surrounding one terrified person, that's pure Romero. And then there's a fourth one, The Phantom of the Opera, the 1925 silent film. The makeup artist was Rick Baker, who had just come off of An American Werewolf in London. He was so good with werewolves that he refused to make Michael's one, so he invented the werecat instead. And then there's that voice at the end. That deep, creepy laugh. That's horror legend Vincent Price.
For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller.
Brought in because he was the face of classic scary movies. And The House of Wax is actually in the movie. That made Vincent Price a horror legend. Before that film, he was just a sophisticated character actor. Nobody's idea of scary, but his 1953 role as a homicidal sculptor who hides bodies inside wax figures changed everything. That voice, that presence, it launched the entire second chapter of his career. So when Quincy Jones tapped him for Thriller, they weren't just hiring a horror actor. They were hiring the man who basically invented what a horror voice sounds like. And here's the detail that will blow your mind. In the Thriller video, when Michael and his date walk out of the movie theater, there's a poster on the wall right behind them. A poster of House of Wax. It's right there on the screen. They hid it in plain sight the whole time. What most people don't know, Vincent Price recorded an entire extra verse that got completely cut from the final video. A full additional monologue. Gone. Never used. The video itself cost $500,000. The most expensive music video ever made at that point. Michael's record label refused to pay for it, so Michael and Landis got MTV and Showtime to each put $250,000 in exchange for airing rights. Then they turned the behind-the-scenes footage into a documentary, which sold over 1 million copies and became the best-selling videotape of its time. When the music video premiered in a Hollywood theater in November 1983, the crowd included Diana Ross, Warren Beatty, Prince, and Eddie Murphy. After it ended, Murphy stood up and shouted, "Show it again!" And they did. One song, one video, and a whole library of horror films behind it. Michael didn't just make music, he made movie history. And this is why I'm saying that horror will never go out of fashion.